So thank you everybody for coming along to our Wednesday night event. My name's Jo Ross and I am the founder of Travel Tribe. Now, Travel Tribe came into being almost 2 years ago. At the time, I was a family daycare educator and I loved my job, but I was craving time freedom. Hubby and I love travel. We love going overseas and we dreamed of being able to travel around Australia. It never seemed like it was ever actually going to be a possibility because I was running my own business. Hubby was running his own plastering business and had been done for 30 years. And it just seemed impossible that we were ever going to be able to get ahead financially enough that we would be able to have a big chunk of savings to go and live off. And then we hated the idea of having to use that savings to go and travel and live the life that we wanted to live. So when I saw a post on Facebook one day about a lady who was also a family daycare educator, but she was selling up all of her stuff because she'd found an online job that was making her a better income than family daycare. It was completely flexible. She could do it from absolutely anywhere in the world, just from her phone, as long as she had Wi-Fi service. So I said, hey, I sent her a message and I said, can I ask what it is that you're doing? This sounds amazing. And she sent me a video to watch. It had information in it like what you're going to see here tonight. And I absolutely loved it. I'm also a breast cancer survivor. So for me, health and nutrition has been really, really important to me for the last 5 or 6 years, ever since I was diagnosed. I know that our bodies have the amazing ability to heal themselves when they are given the right amount of nutrition. So for me, when I saw these products and this business, I knew, straight away that it was going to be a good fit. I jumped in, I tried the products for myself, fell in love with them, and then started the business. Within 8 months, I was able to close down my family daycare. Hubby was also able to retire from his business shortly after. We bought our massive big caravan and we've been traveling around Australia for about the last 8 or 9 months ever since. So we've worked our way from Queensland down the east coast of Australia and we're now here on Tasmania. We're loving it so much that we've actually cancelled our ticket back. We're going to stay here and I'm going to get to see my first snow. So it's pretty amazing to be able to have that kind of time freedom and also having the finances coming in to know that we've got those kind of choices. We don't have to live from week to week and worry about where we're going to, be able to, if we can afford to stay in a caravan park or if we have to free camp or, we're going to America in April and we've still got that amazing lifestyle and all of those choices. So now we get to share that with everybody else. And that's the best part. So before we get into that, I'd like to share a little bit about the products with you. So these are our amazing products. They're called Juice Plus for anybody who hasn't heard of them before. And what they are is nothing but pure fruits, vegetables, and berries encapsulated. Now, when I first heard about that, I'm like, oh my gosh, how is that even possible? So I watched all the little videos that we have that show exactly how it's made. And what happens is they let the fruit, veg, and berries vine ripen. And that's so important because that's when the maximum amount of nutrition is actually in the fruit and veg. So by letting our fruit and veg vine ripen, we're getting all that peak nutrition that our bodies crave. They then pick the fruit and veg, and within 24 hours, it's shipped to the factory where it's washed, juiced, and that juice is very, very slowly freeze dried. Now, by doing it like that, that allows the water to evaporate off, the sugars evaporate off as well and ferment off, and what you're left with is the powder. And that powder contains all of the live enzymes. So that powder is then encapsulated in a vegan capsule. So there's no animal products in here whatsoever, and that stops it from oxidizing. So by doing it like that, the maximum amount of nutrition is kept inside these, which makes them so very different from a multivitamin or a synthetic supplement that you can get from the chemist. When our bodies, if you take one of those synthetic supplements, quite often you'll find that your pee turns bright yellow. That's because your body's recognizing it as a chemical and tries to flush it out as quickly as possible. With Juice Plus, that does not happen. Within 5 to 7 minutes of you taking this, your body has dissolved the little capsule and it's started to treat it exactly like food. So your body, when you take these, it recognizes it as carrot, cabbage, kale, rice bran, broccoli, beetroot, tomato, garlic, parsley, spinach, or oat bran. It's not an isolated vitamin or mineral. This is bioavailable nutrition at its absolute very best source. Now, all the fruit and veg that goes into here is non-GMO, and it's all come from farms that have, for 3 generations, had no herbicides and no pesticides used on them. So every single batch is singularly tested, which means this is actually better than organic, because organic only needs to be 5 years pesticide free, whereas these are 3rd generation. So this is absolutely the best quality nutrition you can possibly get. And that's been proved. We've got over 37 medical peer-reviewed journals. They've done published studies on Juice Plus, and all of those results are available. So if you're a science person and you love that kind of information, please have a chat to the person who invited you here tonight, and all that information can be available for you. So the fact that these are TGA approved, the Therapeutic Goods Association of Australia, that is our highest and most stringent governing body when it comes to medicinal supplements. So your doctor can actually look these up on the Medline database and have a look and see if these are okay for you. But unless you are allergic to the apple, pineapple, peach, prune, orange, cranberry, papaya, beetroot, cherry or date, there's absolutely no reason why you can't take these. There's no warning labels on here. They are suitable for breastfeeding mums, pregnant mums, children from 6 months of age. So as soon as kids are starting to eat their food, you can actually start mixing some of this in with their solids. So it's absolutely amazing. The fact that along with our products, our company is so heart-driven about changing the nutrition of the world that they actually give you the kids version for free. So what they've done is they've taken the capsule and they've got that powder and mixed it with tapioca starch and a little bit of the fruit pectins, and they've turned it into a little chewy. So it looks like a little tiny apple. It tastes amazing because they've put a little bit of the fruit juice back in there. They have to, otherwise the kids aren't going to eat it. So these come in fruit and veggies. So you get 17 different fruits and veggies for your kids absolutely free. So if you've got a child aged between 4 and 18, our company will sponsor your child for free for 4 years with these products. Now, they've actually been doing this for over 10 years, and we've done the world's largest observational children's health study. So that means there's no placebo effect with kids. You can't get a kid to eat anything they don't want to eat, and you can't get them to pretend to be feeling something they're not feeling. So the children that have been taking these products for over 10 years are on less medication. They have less days off school sick. They eat more veggies. They drink more water. Their digestion's better. And there's so many other benefits that have been, documented from children taking these. So if that's something you'd like more information on, please feel free to ask. All right. We then have our complete protein. So the capsules cover our micronutrition. Our protein powders cover your macronutrition. Now, unlike a lot of protein powders that you can buy over the counter, which are usually made from milk products and whey protein and things like that, these are completely vegan. So what we've got in here is chickpea powder, soy protein, rice protein. We've got an ancient grain blend. We've got pumpkin powder, pomegranate, spirulina, yucca, mushroom. So all those incredible veggies. And the other thing that we've got in here is niacin. Now, niacin is actually a natural mood enhancer. It's found naturally in veggies, but it's what they actually use in a lot of antidepressant and anti-anxiety medication. So we have some incredible testimonials from people who've been on our products, and they've actually been able to reduce or even get off some of their medication. So it is incredible what happens when you start giving your body that right nutrition. These taste amazing. They taste like chocolate or vanilla, but they have less sugar than half a banana. So we do not sell these as a meal replacement, but for anybody who is, a breakfast skipper like me, I have a chocolate frappe for breakfast every single morning. I just mix this with water and ice. I absolutely love it. I sometimes throw in a handful of berries or whatever we've got around. My hubby, he loves the vanilla. He throws in frozen mango and frozen banana and has an incredible ice cream smoothie every single morning for brekkie. Since doing that, he's been on a massive weight loss journey, and his results are just incredible. So yeah, these are fantastic. If weight loss is one of your goals, to add this in as, some part of your meal plan, they're really, really good. And then our very last product is our omegas. Now, this is a completely vegan omega source. So we're often hearing about how important it is to have omegas in our diet. And it's not just the omega-3. The omega-3, 5, 6, 7, and 9 can be completely covered by plants. So rather than have to squeeze fish or squeeze shrimp to get the oil out of them, they actually get their omegas from the algae they eat. And that's what Juice Plus has done, is they've gone straight to the algae. So all of the omegas are actually sourced from pomegranate, the algae, the raspberry, sea buckthorn, tomato, and safflower oil. So these actually taste like orange. They're absolutely delicious. You get no fishy aftertaste, and you get all of the omegas that you need. Now, we've been doing some amazing studies with the omegas. Cholesterol is being reduced, and they're doing studies with eye degeneration, how omegas are so vital for that. There's so much proof around brain health, heart health, and so much joint health and inflammation. And omegas are absolutely amazing at helping with that. So they've been proven to reduce inflammation. So, if arthritis and things like that is something that's bothering you, these are fantastic. All right. So we know that the products are amazing. I mean, the research is all out there. It's been there for 20 years in Australia. So what I'd really like to do now is hand over to some of the people who've actually been taking the products for quite a while. I'm going to go and find Miss Kirsty. Kirsty, can you take yourself off mute for me?
Oh, you can hear me now?
Hello, yes.
Hi.
Hey, so could you share with us all, please, how did Juice Plus come into your life and what's been your results?
So I met Joe at the hairdressers after I just lost my job due to my daughter being sick in hospital. And I couldn't no longer take time off work. So it was a bit of a hard spot for me when I first met Joe. Since then, I have been on the products now for over 4 months, I think it's been. I've noticed a lot of differences. My daughter's also on the products. Since she started the products, she used to have convulsions and get recurrent bacterial tonsillitis. Since being on the products, she hasn't actually had an episode of that since then, which has been a great relief for us. And for myself, I've noticed little differences. I've just had surgery last week and already I'm starting to bounce back, which is great. So yeah.
That's awesome, especially because I remember how incredibly worried you were about your little girl, and to hear that she hasn't had a seizure.
Yeah, it's been great.
That's just amazing.
It's been really good.
And I love seeing all of the photos of her drinking her green smoothies now. That's just epic because there aren't too many little 3-year-olds that you can get to drink their greens.
No, she's more of a chocolate girl, but she actually had carrot sticks for breakfast this morning, instead of cereal, which was a pretty big thing.
That's
great.
Awesome. I love hearing how it can start to change their little taste buds too, because your body does crave what you feed it. So that's fantastic.
It sure does.
Thank you so much for sharing.
No worries.
All right, I'm going to see if Tiff jumped on. There she is. Tiff, can you take yourself off mute for me? Hello, how are you? Oh, you're on mute again. Oh, there you go. So, Tiff, can you share with us how did Juice Plus come into your life and what's been your results?
Yeah, so basically it came into my life because I'd hit a point where I couldn't cope anymore. My son was too hyperactive. I couldn't go anywhere. I'd become depressed as well on top of everything. I was basically very desperate to find an alternative rather than put him on some kind of drug to slow him down. This came along and I'm like, okay, well, can't hurt to try. I was cool, but I gave it a go. And a year later, basically, and I've got a complaint. I'm much much happier, and yeah, I can take on every day like I before. Everything just fell off.
Is anybody else losing Tiff? Sorry, Tiff, we're losing you a bit.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I think it must be my connection today.
You're just in a Wi-Fi black spot. Yep, you seem to be working fine now. Yep.
I think it's just my house. It hates me today.
Oh. So could you just share again, just with Tiago, how's things been for him since you guys have been on the product?
Yeah. So from being the aggressive, overactive child that he was, from just the major meltdowns, the runaways, the biting, the kicking, the screaming, the full on, like he'd bash his 11-year-old sister, like extreme. Myself, and we couldn't take him out anywhere, to a child that he's now concentrating enough to do karate, and he's interacting with other people, and yeah, he's a lot more concentrated, a lot more calm, a lot more social. It's literally having one child off Juice Plus and then a completely different child on Juice Plus.
I'm so glad that it's having that effect for you guys. And what about you? Like, I know you were struggling before too.
Yeah. So because of, I couldn't leave the house with him, because every moment I left the house was another breakdown, it was just chaotic. And it definitely took its toll on me. So I'd end up locking myself at home, not facing the world. I'd also given up smoking prior to that, and I'd stacked on a lot of weight. So I was really, really down about myself and whatnot. And yeah, now I'm just like, right, that's it. Like, I love each day. I'll wake up at 4:30 in the morning just because I'm excited to start completely. I've always been a happy person, really threw me, and I wasn't sure what to do with it. But yeah, because of Juice Plus, I'm definitely back to who I was. That crazy kind of happy person.
Who's madly prepping for her wedding?
Exactly. See, I got my happy back, and now he proposed.
Oh, love it. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Tiff. I know it takes, a lot. You've shared a lot of personal stuff. So thank you so much for doing that with us.
No, that's okay. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So, like with Juice Plus, it's not a magic pill. It's not a magic cure. You can't take it and everything's going to be better. But it is amazing what your body can do when you give it the right nutrition. It is incredible how they can start to heal. And that's why we have so many varied stories. With people with, skin disorders, diabetes, because there's no sugar in the product, so diabetics are okay to take it. It's just amazing how the different varieties, when you give your body what it needs, it really does start to work better. So obviously there is a business behind this, and that's the business that Zoe has jumped into. So before we hear from her tonight, what we'd like to do is we just want to do a couple of busting some myths. So we know that, there's a lot of stories that go around about working online and things like that. So I'm going to hand over to the beautiful Melissa, who is going to bust one of those myths for us tonight. Hey, Mel.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
I've got a gigantic whiteboard here that
Nice work. Well done.
Try and balance the phone on the beanbag that's charging. And sit on the
The technical struggles of working online.
All right, yeah, so let me get this new texture working. We'll draw a little pyramid. So unfortunately, a lot of people actually think that this business or MLM is a pyramid scheme, where in fact, the big companies are pyramid schemes. So we have a CEO up here, and we have the little guys down here. And then we have a few positions in the middle. Now, I actually work for one of these big companies, so this is fairly close to my heart. So before maternity leave, I was down here, and I still am. I've gone back 10.5 hours, and I'm down here. Now, before maternity leave, we'll say this here's a supervisor. This is what they were wanting me to do. So I was in charge of staff. I was cash handling, I was balancing tills, I was closing, doing all that at night. And they expected this for no extra pay rise. So they wanted the pound of flesh. So then here, you've usually got your department manager. And to get from here, being a little guy, you've got to kiss some ass and then basically go and do a 6-week course called a step up course. So that means basically 6 weeks away from your family, which we live 4.5 hours away from Melbourne, so you have to commute and back again. Now to get up here, you do that, but you're not guaranteed a job as a supervisor. Then you try and build and go up the ranks. Now to get to this fella up here, there's only one spot. And unfortunately, all these little guys down here who don't have a university qualification or don't have time or actually, don't want to be sacrificing 100 hours a week, it's impossible to get up to the top to become that CEO. And fortunately, with us, we can become that CEO. So that's it, I think.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Mel.
No worries.
You did a great job. So I know for myself, I've worked in companies like that many times over as well. And, oftentimes to get to those higher positions that Mel was talking about, you do have to jump over other people that you're working around too. There's only one position there, and so others are going to get jumped over so that they can actually, you can move to that one higher position. Now, the way our company works is our structure is more like this. So we all still start down the bottom down here. And this doesn't matter if you are a daycare worker, if you're a checkout chick, if you're the garbage truck driver, or if you're a politician or a stay-at-home mum. We all come in at exactly the same position. And then we've got our pinnacle position, which is called NMD, National Marketing Director. But with ours, it's completely unlimited. The amount of positions up the top are the same as the amount of positions down the bottom. It's unlimited. So that means that every single one of us has the opportunity to reach the top. But the beautiful thing about our business is the only way that you can reach the top is if you're willing to reach down and help other people grow their business, because ours is a teaching business. So the only way that you can get to the top is by being willing to help other people. And that is just an absolutely beautiful environment to work in, because it means there's no jealousy, there's no jumping over each other, there's no backstabbing. We are all there to help each other. And I've been doing this for nearly 2 years now, and it is just the most incredible environment to be in. So what I'd like to do now is shoot over to Vicky, because there's one more myth that a lot of people have when they come into this business or hear about a business like this. Hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. I just had to lose my my safety net of the earphones because I can't do it. my phone won't sit with the earphone jack in the bottom.
Oh no. All
And
right,
I don't have a fancy whiteboard like Mel.
that's okay. We'll have to get you one. Okay, so could you
Yes.
share with us what's one of the other myths that people worry about when they come into a business like this?
Okay, so I've had a lot of people tell me that of something that's very commonly said is that I don't know enough people, I don't use social media enough, or I don't have enough friends on Facebook, or I live in a really small town, and so I don't really know who I would share this with. Now, I live in a very small town, much as Joe did, probably smaller than where Joe lived, and I had very limited Facebook friends, and I knew this was not something I wanted to annoy my family and friends about. I know my family, and it's not something that they would be interested in. But so yeah, one of my biggest fears was also that I didn't know enough people, but I didn't bring that up as a fear. I just trusted in what Joe told me and that it would grow organically. And it did. And then I found out that through the power of social media, I can grow a business. So this is sort of my first go at this, and this is how my business grew. So it started up here with me. I'm hoping I have enough paper because I only have a little piece of paper. And this is me writing backwards. Oh, it is backwards. This is me up here. And I, within my first week, reached out and used social media and found Mark down here. And I found Mel. And since then, I've also found Jody. And in their time and teaching them to reach out and use social media as well, Mark has found Dee and Amanda. And Dee has since found people. And Dee's in America, by the way. So we're not limited to the social media structure in Australia. So we actually have team in the US, and that's how far-reaching social media is. So Mark found Dee, and Dee has since found team in America. And Amanda and Mel has found Beck, who found Connie, and Jody has found Monique. And it just continues to grow like that. And I have other people that I have found, and they are going to produce a popcorn effect and find other people. I'll hold it closer. There, you can see it now. And that's how the popcorn effect happens. And these people will find more people, and it will popcorn out. Monique is having three-way calls and finding people. Jody will find more people. I have Carmi over here. I have Tanya. I have Diane. And they're all going to be finding people as well. And that's how it happens. It's as simple as that. The power of social media is a lot stronger than I ever believed it would be.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Vicky. And that is amazing. You know, we are in 25 countries. So we have been able to build a global business.
Yes, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much.
That's okay.
Okay. So yeah, that's a couple of the fears that a lot of people have. And by using social media, we can reach, there's 2 billion people on Facebook at any one time. And I think the majority of, I've got 200 or so odd people in my team. And out of them, I only actually knew 3 of them before this business. Everybody else has come from social media. So what I'd like to do now is hand over to Zoe. I'm going to find her. If you can take yourself off mute for me. So Zoe has joined our business. Now, Zoe, thank you so much for coming along tonight and inviting some of your friends and family to come and check this out and see what you're up to. How are you?
Good, I'm good, yeah.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, yeah. Yeah, I wanted to add a bit of colour to my show, so I got my jungle window.
Nice work. Love it. So
I've been...
Oh, sorry, I was just going to say, could you share with us, Zoe, how did the Juice Plus business come into your life and what's been your experience so far?
Well, I've had a few friends who they're into sort of therapy and healing and sort of looking after yourself and giving yourself an extra love, which is something that's really important, I think.
Yeah.
And it's part of the Soul Project, so it's a women's collective of mums and young people too. And the reason why I do this is because I love music. Also the freedom to work and travel and record music is what I love to do. Yeah, because I've been very much alone, just doing my own thing, not really sharing it so far. But I realized to make things kind of feel good, and also in myself, I've got celiac disease, and it's really hard. When I travel, I get very sick. Like I've had anemia in the jungle. I've gotten ammonia when I'm in Europe and stuff, and chest infection. So it's not very pleasant.
No.
So having the capsules just gives me that daily sort of goodness, which I need to stay strong and healthy. And that means you can do anything because you have all the energy you need to just feel better about yourself, really. Yeah, and I was going to play one of my songs. If there's time, I could do a small part of it.
Yes.
I saw, yeah, but this is a song called Evolution, and it's all about, it's about accepting changes, loving the people around you. It's inspired by a place. It's inspired by Budapest in Hungary. It's just a bit of a. When I first read it, I was very emotional, but now I realize it's a really happy song in a funny way. I'll play it quickly.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, let me see. Okay, all right. It's just inspired by Bob Dylan. He's a beautiful poet. Oh, sorry.
It's okay, we can see.
You can see? I just
Yep.
got glasses. All right, I'll play one thing. I'll be walking down the lonesome roadway where I'm bound. I can't tell. I'll see you on the other side of the sun. I'll be making love to my guitar, and I smile because I know there's someone out there who cares more than me to leave behind. No ghost, just a sunrise. Wherever you are, I'll see you wait. Each day is new, and we are in a spiral. It's evolution, it's love, and it feels real. The aim is to sort of make and get healthy, make a good income, and hopefully make music on the road. So anyway,
Amazing. Woohoo! Thank you so much for sharing, Zoe. That's going to be incredible. And you know what? If I could do it, anybody can do it. Like we're so many of us who are traveling and doing this business online. So I have absolutely no doubt that with your passion, you are going to be able to make it happen.
Thank you. Awesome.
Thank you for sharing.
All right.
Okay. So what I'd like to do now is just quickly run through a little bit about how we get paid, because obviously, you know, this is a business and it sounds fantastic, but to make it, you know, something that's viable so that you can make an income from anywhere in the world, you know, we've all got bills to pay. So I'll just run through a little bit about how we actually do get paid. So we get paid in 3 ways, which is absolutely fantastic. So we get paid a retail profit. Every time we connect a customer with the products, we actually get paid for that. So we don't have to do the shipping or the handling or take the money or do any of that. We pay $165 per year and we have our own franchise. Head office is in Newcastle, New South Wales, and they do all of the shipping. They take all of the money. They do all of that for us. All we have to do is connect the customer with the product, and they'll give us a retail profit for doing that. we also get paid a commission. So as we start to build a team, Juice Plus Australia says thank you so much for helping others be able to earn an income and for sharing our message of inspiring healthy living around the world. So they actually give us a percentage of the amount of business that's going through our entire business. So we get a percentage on all of that. And then we also get bonuses. Now, bonuses are the fun money. Now, bonuses don't happen very often in a lot of other jobs. And in this business, they're actually unlimited. So it's pretty amazing. So I'm going to share a little bit more about those with you. So as we come into our business, everybody comes into our business as a virtual franchisee, a VF. Now, you pay $165 and you get your own online office. Within 10 days, you can get your very first promotion, your first pay rise, and your first $100 bonus. Now, that's Juice Plus's way of saying thank you so much for getting started. Thank you for getting a couple of customers already. That is amazing. Now, we have somebody here on the line who only started her business last month, and she got to DVF in super quick time, in her first day, actually. Lisa, where are you, lovely? Would you mind taking yourself off mute for me? Hi.
Hi there.
Lisa, could you share with us all, how did Juice Plus come into your life and what's been your experience in the business so far?
Okay, no worries, Joe. So mine was that I was sort of coming at a bit of a crossroads with my work and where I wanted to be and looking long term. And I really honestly couldn't see that I was wanting to stay in the job that I was in. Not that I had problems at work, I just couldn't see a future there. I sort of thought that it was probably my time to put me first, and opportunity presented that I looked like I could maybe line everything up and head around Australia. So in doing that, my first concern was finances. I didn't have a money tree out the back that I was watering, and I just wondered how the heck I was going to be able to pull that off. So in doing that, I started researching and thought how fantastic it would be if I could find a job that I could do, have the flexibility to come and go and work as I please, yet still travel. So it just happened that on that particular day, I stumbled across a post that you'd put up, Joe, where you'd said, something to the effect of, let me show you how that it was possible to work online. It kind of frightened the jeebies out of me to start with, because it was quite left field and I didn't understand too much about how online worked, and thought that I'm not sure about that. But the more you and I talked, Joe, and then I sort of connected with other of the Travel Tribe teamies, I realised pretty quickly that I thought I could fit into the culture and really learn to grow and put some belief in myself that I was lacking, and take this business and run with it and make it work for me, and the flip side to that, feel better and be able to travel with a little bit of extra money behind me. So that's sort of how the why that I got sort of caught up in it. The experiences for me so far, even though I'm in such early stages of the business, I think if I were to look outside the square and look at the big picture, I can see that it's going to be a massive, massive opportunity. And I'm probably looking for a better word than opportunity, but that's what it is. Given that I'm 2 days left of my normal 9-to-5 job, and I'm about to hit the road, I'm a little bit toey about it all, but I know that I'm going to be okay, and I've got the backing of this phenomenal group of people that I know I'm going to be trained. I believe I'm teachable, so I'm just trying to be a sponge at the moment and learn as much as I can, listen as much as I can, watch as much as I can, and I'm hoping that in turn I can grow into one of those people that is somebody that people can lean up to, and I can, attract such phenomenal teamies that want to follow me on my journey, and in turn, I can inspire others. So that's sort of where I'm at. It's very new, but I'm hopefully kicking goals. I'm pretty cool about it all.
You are kicking goals, Lisa, and you have already started to attract some incredible team. I just can't believe. You wait and see over the next 30 to 60 days, your business is going to go crazy and you're going to be out there on the road living life. And I just am so thrilled that I get to be a tiny part of it. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is, Joe, and I think it's really it's underestimated, and I think it's just a massive opportunity that we've all accepted the challenge to let's have a crack at this, and I believe wholeheartedly. Everybody says you don't fail in this business, and I'm really strongly believing that the only way you can fail is if you quit. And from the bunch of girls that you've got in your team, Joe, and that we're all growing around us, then we're not a bunch of quitters. So we're going to smash this. Bring it on, I say.
Absolutely. Woohoo. Thank you for sharing, Lisa.
No worries, Joe.
Okay, so Lisa's at DVF and she's very close to getting to SDVF. Now, when you get to SDVF, there is a $400 bonus, not only for you, but also for the person who taught you. Because as I mentioned before, this is a teaching business. So as we help others, we actually get rewarded for that as well. Now, the reason that Juice Plus can do that is because they don't pay for TV advertising. They don't pay for celebrity endorsements, and you're never going to see it in a magazine. They use face-to-face social media or word of mouth because they understand that is the most powerful recommendation that you can have ever. So they got this giant bucket of money up here. And every time you are willing to put yourself out and help other people, you get rewarded for doing that. So at this SDVF level, it's a $400 bonus. Now, the beautiful Molly has been in this business just a fraction longer than Lisa, and she hit SDVF last month. Can you take yourself off mute for me?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. So, darling, can you please share with us how did the business come into your life and what's been your experience so far?
Sure. So I found a post on Facebook from Kylie, and I just quit my job. I was in a really toxic job, and I was just searching the internet, found the post, asked Kylie about it, watched one of these videos, and fell completely in love with the whole system and the product as well. So I think I had my three-way chat with Kylie and Joe, and I pretty much said, yep, I want to do this. And I'm so glad I did. I smashed my 2 first bonuses, which I was really happy about. They really helped me financially. And not only the financial, financially it is helping me, but I also love the support that I get through this. And I've become great friends with Kylie. Turns up she only lives up the road from me. Never met her before, but now we have. I have my beautiful sister Matilda as a teamie as well, which is great. But just I love having the support and the positive people, inspiring, motivating people like you, Joe. It really does help. I don't mind sitting here at night having a cup of tea, listening to everyone's stories. I love it. That's what gets me through everything. So I've really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to smash out my next bonus.
Yep, and you are on track, darling. It's going to happen. So excited for you.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you for sharing. Okay, so the next bonus that Molly's going to be going for is called SC. And when you get to SC, it's a $600 bonus, not only for her, but also for Kylie, who is helping her in her business. After SC comes SSC. That's a $1,200 bonus for you and the person who taught you. And then there is QNMD, which is a $1,500 bonus. And remember, these bonuses are unlimited because you can help one person get this, or you can help 20 people get this. It's entirely up to you. This is never ending. It continues on. So the more people you help, the more rewarded you get. Then we have our pinnacle position in Australia, NMD. And when you get to NMD, you get a $3,000 bonus. Now, when you get there, your teacher doesn't get it because by then they're already an NMD, and your residual income when you get to NMD is somewhere between 80 and 100,000 a year. And that's just your residual income. That's not including your retail profit from any sales you make or any bonuses that you get. So this is all extra and on top. That's purely residual income, meaning it doesn't matter if you're at work for that month or if you take the month off and take your family on a cruise. Hubby and I went on an anniversary cruise for 3 weeks to Fiji and Tonga. And when I got back, I still got paid, you know, because we have got that team environment. It's not just relying on you solely to be there to support your team. There is a lot of other support available as well. So thank you all so much for jumping on board and for hanging around to hear all of our stories tonight. I know there's been a lot of information for some of you who are just hearing this for the first time. So please reach out to the person who invited you to either come along tonight or to watch this recording. We would love to have a chat with you and explain everything in more detail and answer any questions you've got. But basically, you know, we just want you to ask the question, you know, what if there was another way that you could make an income, support your family, stay at home and be with your kids and not have to put them into daycare or pay those crazy daycare fees, be able to travel, work from absolutely anywhere in the world, or just be at home and be a more present person, be a more present parent. Like, whatever it is, there is another way, another option than being stuck in that 9-to-5 rat race. And there is another option when it comes to, you know, finding that fulfillment in life, you know, having a career that's based around helping other people, both with their health and their financial situation. And there's nothing more rewarding than when you get to see other people change their life and, you know, being happy and healthy. So thank you all so much for your time tonight. I really appreciate it, and I hope to talk to you again soon.